What's up, guys? So as you see in the title, I quit my job. I decided to take a totally different path. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I quit my job, what led me to quit my job. Like someone even stole my wallet, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, let's get to it. So I was working a job. It was retail, of course, right? Retail management. And I was a sales manager of a $9.5 million business. It was crazy. So I decided to, take this opportunity, grow, learn aspects of business, and just really develop myself in the corporate, climb the corporate ladder, right? Yeah, the American dream. And I decided it wasn't for me. It was just a lot of, I don't want to call them depressing moments, but moments where I was just questioning my existence of being in this place. Like, why am I here? I didn't like the bathrooms. I didn't really care for the customers. I didn't like a lot of things. And I had to ask myself, is it worth it? Is the money, I was getting paid good money, good benefits. Like, was it really worth it? And overall, yeah, we'll get into that. So for starters, I worked at one store and moved to another. So switching stores, new people, totally different dynamic than the first year when I was with the company. Once I got to this new location, it was just really like a lot of cattiness, a lot of gossiping about the customers, the colleagues. It was just really overall not an enjoyable experience. It wasn't healthy mentally because I'm pulled in so many different places because of budget cuts, because, certain people aren't there for certain jobs. So it was just a lot of that mental stress of, working retail and being young and having to be put with that much amount of stress. I wouldn't recommend that for anyone, not even someone who's 4 years old. Like, that is just not healthy for anyone. My feet would be hurting. It was horrible. So along the journey of that, I had like this office in the stock room where it was just like my domain. It was my area. I had a file cabinet, a little desk I made. It was my space. And I always kept my bag in one specific drawer. And no one knew where that drawer was unless they were like in there when I was putting my stuff away. And I was with that store for had to be like 3-4 months. So it was a routine, And that's where I messed up. So in this specific area at the time, there weren't any cameras. And I had left my bag in there. And the one day that I was on the floor all day getting ready for the holiday time, someone goes in there and takes my wallet. So at first I'm like, no, I'm tripping, because it's crazy. As I walked into the store that day, I was putting the wallet in my bag, like clearly on camera, because I normally never do that. My wallet's already in my, in my bag. So this day I put the wallet in there and I have to have cash in there. Nobody knew I had cash in there but me, right? And it was like over $100. So I put the wallet and, everything was in the bag, in the drawer. And to see it on camera, like the same people were going in and out, it was kind of like devastating because I never went in there the whole entire day and someone just takes my wallet. So with that being said, I was teed up. I was mad. I was like, how is somebody that I work with, that I go to the bat for, gonna come in here and take my wallet? And it's the same people that I see and come in and out of here every single day. So some people would have went ballistics, flipped the whole place upside down. I took it as a learning lesson. This was like one of the major key steps in me making the transition to come out and move out to the tri-state area. Literally, I took it as, this is the universe saying, hey, maybe it's in your best interest to get out of here because you're not working for the best. If you saw my other video, I read my mantra that I read to myself, and I only work for the best. And in that moment, I felt disrespected. I felt an array of feelings. However, I didn't want to fester on a negative mindset. So to make it positive, this is a sign that it's time for me to move on to another place. Forget the wallet. It was a Louis Vuitton wallet that I got as a birthday gift. So it had a lot of sentimental value. But at the same time, it's just a superficial item. Like, it's something that can be replaced. It's not something that, it was the moment that was sacred, not the item. So when you look at things in that perspective, that wasn't the loss. The loss was the trust that I had with the people that I worked with. So with that kind of mentality, I had to move differently. And that's when you have to sit down and ask yourself, how much do I love myself? How much do I value myself? How much do I feel I deserve? And I to myself, I deserve the world. I deserve to feel magnificent on a regular basis. And when I'm upset and I'm angry, that's cool. That's natural emotions and feelings. However, how do I transpire? How do I go past that? How do I move forward? So, with that being said, quitting my job was not the easiest, but it was easiest because I didn't like the people I was working with, for real. It was not organic. It felt forced. I had to put up with a lot of energies that, clearly was not in my best interest for growth, where I wanted to go. I felt stagnant. Like, this was it. And the people around me, they've been there for years and years. And I'm like, this is not what I want to do for years and years. So let's be the change we want to see. And here I am now. I am super duper happy. I made a big step and it wasn't planned out. It literally was a month. No, I would say like 2 months worth of a thought. Like, I went on vacation in September to New York and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I love it. And then I was like, okay, I could see myself here. I went again for another week vacation in November. Loved it. By December, I was like, yeah, no. Like, so at the end of November, I believe, or like early December, I put in my resignation for a whole month. Like, at the end of this year, I will not be coming back. And I say all that to say, you know how you want to feel. And a lot of times people are in jobs or in positions that do not make them happy, that do not bring them joy, that they dread and they look forward to the weekend. And I didn't want to be that person. I felt like I deserved more. My back does not need to be feeling like this at this young, tender age that I am. I wanted something different for myself. And I see people, working hard. And I read a book and the statistics said I think it was 2010, on average, most people after they retire, they live on average 3 years. So out of all the people that retire, on an average, not all, but on an average, whatever their ratio statistic was in 2010, only 3 years was lived after retirement. I don't want to work my entire life to only live for 3 years, like truly live. So yeah, if that wasn't a statistic to be like, I gotta do something different, I don't know what is. So you gotta ask yourself, whatever you're doing, whatever goal you're after, is it for someone else or is it for yourself? And I had to look at my situation like, nah, this is not where I want to be. This is not for me. At this point, I'm doing it for someone else to like me. I'm doing it for someone else's acceptance. Don't care about what anybody else thinks. It's about what you think. And that intuition, that gut feeling, what's best for you. So if you're somewhere you're like, I don't belong here, I don't feel comfortable here, and you've truly assessed the situation, do what you gotta do. Now, I don't recommend anyone going to your boss saying, I quit, and just leave. Like, I don't recommend that. I, did the proper methods of giving someone a notice. I gave a month's notice. So, preparing myself when it came to finances, I wasn't in like the moons and the stars worth of money saved up in order to do this, but I did have a month and then whatever else I had saved, so I made that work and it worked out for me. So yeah, just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. You'll be so surprised at how happy you'll feel at the end. So without further ado, I introduce to you the new Monique, the happy Monique, the I am in love with myself Monique. All because I made a decision to quit my job and just move out here and start over and do a do-over, and that's what I'm doing. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. And I'm so grateful for you to tune in. I'll see you next time.